Hello, Catholic Replies students. This is Mrs. Politsky, and I have your notes for Chapter 4, Section 4, Sacred Times. And sacred times, this is the time that belongs to God. Okay, so some things that would include would be the prayer 5 times a day. This would occur between dawn and sunrise, midday, between late afternoon and sunset, between sunset and the end of daylight, and then finally at night. When we look at the Islamic calendar, it's very similar to that of the Jewish calendar. It's a lunar calendar. It basically has about 354 days. But unlike the Jewish calendar, annual celebrations do move through the seasons of the solar year over a course of about 2 decades. So, for example, Ramadan, that very important holy month, doesn't happen at the same time every year. And that can cause some confusion. There may be times where Ramadan hits in the middle of summer, and then maybe a few years later it could happen in the winter months. So there aren't days that are built in like the Jewish calendar to kind of keep seasons kind of happening at specific times of the year. Sacred time. The two most sacred times in the Islamic calendar, we have two very important feasts. We have the feast of El Fitr, which we talked a little bit about. This is the festival, the breaking of the fast. It's actually the last day of Ramadan where an individual doesn't have to basically fast anymore. It occurs when the first new moon, 29 or 30 days after the start of the month. And this is a day where a festive meal is usually shared. It's kind of a social gathering. It can also be a time when presents are exchanged. There might be also some charitable giving that takes place as well. The other sacred time, which we also talked a little bit about, is El Adha. This is a festival of sacrifice. It marks the end of the Hajj. It also commemorates the willingness of Abraham to sacrifice his son Ishmael in accordance with God's will. Very similar to the Old Testament story of Abraham and Isaac. Anyway, a sheep or a goat will be sacrificed and the meat is shared with those in need. It can also be celebrated in Mecca or back here at home. Sacred times. Ashura. This recalls the Exodus from Egypt. It's the day that God freed Moses and the Hebrew people from the Pharaoh. And yes, the Muslims commemorate this. Muhammad fasted on this day, and he also requested that his followers do the same. It's very similar to Yom Kippur for Jews. Shahaya or Shahira our Shiite Muslims commemorate Ashura by remembering the martyrdom of Hussein at Karbala, which is in Iraq. Reenactments, passion play, parades, people wear black, all those kind of things take place. A number of Muslims will also stake themselves and then have themselves basically flogged by ropes or chains to emulate the suffering of Hussein. Thank you very much.